Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Wei Kai. This is Michael Buckoff, your instructor for your TOEFL class. So let's take a look at the writing assignment you're working on right now. So it says, it is generally agreed that society benefits from the work of its members. Compare the contributions of artists to society with the contributions of scientists to society. Which type of contribution do you think is valued more by society? Give specific reasons to support your answer. All right, so let's see what we have here. Okay, so in your introduction, you say, it is always argued that which groups contribute more to our society, the artists or scientists. I think you don't have to say that which. You can just, it's always argued about, you might say, it's always argued about which groups contribute more to our society. Both groups have, I wouldn't say have given a lot of different contributions to human society in the history. The essay will compare with the main difference between them and give the author's opinion. I think the thesis, you might say the essay will compare them in terms of mental and physical domains and then give the author's opinion. So sometimes it's good to be a little more specific in the thesis so we know what's going to happen in the rest of the paper. Okay, let's take a look at paragraph 2. Now, first of all, let me go back to paragraph 1 for a minute. Probably a little bit too short. Typically, you're looking at 50 to 150 words. I think with your introduction, and yours is shy of that. Your next paragraph, first, the artist's contributions are more related to the mental areas. For example, artists created the art, literation, I think you want to say literature, music, and sculpture that will color human spiritual homeland. However, the scientists' donations are more focused on physical domains. For instance, the scientists discovered the principle of the universe, utilized the electricity, and I would say here made wonderful tools with a plural S, such as cars and so on. Okay, so you do have an example to support the physical domains of the scientist, but you don't really have any specific example. I think you say literature, art, music, and sculpture, but you don't give any specific examples of any of those. So I think the paragraph is a little bit weakly supported, and probably, in terms of comparing them, you probably should use one paragraph which talks about the artist contribution, which is related more to the mental areas, and then spend maybe 50 to 150 words doing that. Then go to another paragraph and contrast that with the scientist contributions, which are more physical. And so that way, instead of having 4 paragraphs, you'll probably have 5, and then you'll be closer to that 350 word limit. So as it is right now, your essay is not developed enough. It doesn't have a mature organization, an in-depth kind of discussion of ideas. All right, let's take a look at your third paragraph. You say, second, in my opinion, I believe artists' contributions, I would say S here, are more important. The scientists make humans' existence possible and better by discovering, not discover, and using the principle of the universe. Like some machines or techniques or medicine, I think this is difficult. You say like some machines or techniques or medicine make us. You actually don't have any subject in that sentence. Your verb is make. So that's what's called a fragment. Okay, let's keep going. It says, if there is no science, many things, especially many arts, you mean artwork, cannot be done. For example, how can artists share their work throughout all the world without print machines? How can artists serve? I think you want to say here survive. In conclusion, both scientists and artists' contributions are important to human society. I believe that scientists are more important than the artists because science is the foundation of human lives. Probably it would be a good idea to use before I believe, say nonetheless. So that way you can say, even though both are important, you believe the scientists have a more important impact on human society. Okay, so how will this essay score? Okay, first of all, your introduction is too short, not developed enough. Second of all, that second paragraph where you're comparing the artist and the scientist, probably you should do this in two separate paragraphs so that you can adequately provide more supporting detail for those points. So that's a little bit weakly supported. You have a lot of grammatical problems. You're missing the S, or you're using the wrong word, maybe an adjective instead of a noun. You're having some problems with sentence structure and those kinds of things. That's going to bring the score down. Now, the good news is I think you understand the question and you actually understand how to organize the question, but you weren't able to do it in the 30-minute time constraint. So probably this essay will score right around 3.0 out of 5 on the TOEFL iBT. Again, you would be right around 3, I think, on the TOEFL iBT.